Welcome to my life as I live it. I'm Army Princess, the mother, wife, and soldier, and I want to share this journey with you. Make sure you go ahead and subscribe now so you don't miss a moment of it.
If you're with me, women, let me hear you say.
Hey everybody, and welcome back to the channel. Welcome back. I know it's been a minute since I've been on and I gave y'all a military related video, so that's what we're going to get into today. But before I get started, I just want to say thank you to everybody who has given me well wishes since baby Gavin has got here. Thank you everybody who's been along for the journey, and just thank you for everybody that's supporting me, all my new subscribers, all my old subscribers. And with that being said, because we are about to embark on 15K, I want to say make sure you go ahead and check my playlist. If this is your first time watching me, go ahead and check my playlist because I have a lot of playlists and a lot of videos, a lot of questions to videos that you ask me. Does that sound right? Questions to videos? A lot of questions to answers that you ask me in my videos. I have them in my playlist. So I get questions all the time and I'm like, check my playlist, check my playlist, check my playlist, because I've answered that question. I also have information down below in the description box. So if you don't see it, go to the description box first, because people ask me all the time what's my MOS and how long I've been in. That's in the description box. Make sure you check it out, and then check out my playlist before you ask me any questions. But I wanted to get on and talk about family life in the military because I just had a beautiful baby boy a month ago. But more so because I get these questions asked to me all the time, because I am a family oriented military channel. So if you don't know, if this is your first time watching me, I am in the military. I've been in the military for over 10 years now. My husband is military, so we are dual military, and we have 2 kids now. I just gave birth to a baby boy about a month ago. So with that being said, I want to talk about what family, like some family things are in the military for people who may just be joining the military. And like I said, I do have a family related playlist and my military 10 for 10 playlist. But I get these questions because there are, of course, people who are thinking about joining the military and people who want to join the military who either have families already when they join, or people who want to start a family soon after they get in. And they have questions about, you know, family life, child care, being, you know, how my spouse is going to cope. And so I want to talk to the spouses today. Whether you are the wife or the husband, this video is for the spouses and soon to be spouses. So there are several ways that you can support your service member once they join the military. And when I say once they join, once they leave for basic training, there are key things that I think that you should do. And then once they finish all of their initial training and get to their first duty station, and you either are with them, you know, just husband and wife, or you have your family with kids, there are things that you should do in order for the spouse to integrate into military life, because people don't realize it is adjustment for the military service member, and it's also a even larger adjustment for the spouse, because the military service member is getting kind of oriented. They're getting things thrown at them on a daily basis, and they're kind of slowly getting segregated into what military life is like. But if you think about the spouse, they're kind of on the outside. They're getting everything secondhand from that military service member who may not be fully understanding everything yet. And so for them, it's going to be even more frustrating, even more annoying, even more of a challenge to get integrated into military life. So first, let's talk about basic training and AIT. When your service member goes off to basic training or AIT, you need to support them emotionally. And when I say that, through phone calls and through mail, if you can, you know, of course you can, but send mail and send, and when they are on the phone, because they may not get a phone call very often or for very long, you need to be fully engaged with that service member. You need to be there, be present. You know, they're going to be excited because they learned all this new information. Really though, in my video, thank you. Truck is mad loud. But they're going to be very excited because they're getting all this new information. They're learning all this new information. And on top of it, they miss you. They miss their family. They miss their civilian life. They're kind of in shock because they've been thrown into this military life. And they need a supportive foundation at home. So whether you agreed with them or not, while they're there, they need your support and they need you to be there for them. They need, like, literally, like, I just can't stress that enough, because this is going to be their initial experience in the military. And if it starts off bad at basic training because their spouse or their family didn't want them to go, and every time they talk to them on the phone is something negative, it's just going to foster and bring on more negativity, you know, along the journey. So once they get to basic training, they got a lot that they're dealing with already. So please just be nice and be supportive and be present on the phone. Write them, send them cards. I tell people that all the time. What can I do, or what happens when my spouse, my military service member, goes away? Make sure you're engaging with them. Make sure you're writing cards and sending letters. And when they are able to call you on the phone, you need to be present. You need to, like, almost clear the schedule and just really listen and be supportive, because, like I said, they're going to be going through a lot. Now, once they finish basic training in AIT and they get to their first duty station, they're going to be thrown into military life even more, and they're learning. It's a learning curve for everybody. So for the spouse, I want you to know that you can take advantage in things that are going on base as well, and this will help both parties kind of orient themselves into the military. So there are a lot of activities that happen on every single military base. So first, I should kind of lay out what is available. Things like grocery stores, the PX, which is like your Walmart type, you know, store that sells everything. They have the commissary, which is a grocery store. They have daycares on base. They have pretty much everything on base, like a little city. So you don't really have to go off base if you don't want to get your necessities. They have the post office, they have gas stations, they have everything you need on base. So if you're the military service member and you're not in school, if you're the spouse and you're not in school, number one, you need to get in school. Take advantage of the spousal benefits, where they have grants and they have loans and things that you can do to go back to school and finish your degree. If you finish your degree or you're not interested in finishing your degree, number two is, I would say, get involved on base. Get with you a FRG group, family readiness group. They help support the deployed service members. Get you a job, whether it's on base or off base. And then there are so many Facebook groups on base. So pretty much any base you go to, there's going to be a Facebook group for that base. So Fort Hood Facebook group, Fort Gordon Facebook group. They're usually even Facebook groups for the neighborhoods that you live in. So get into a Facebook group, get into the garage sale groups, find people that you can engage with. Because if you think of it like this, if you're the spouse and you're sitting at home bored, lonely, angry because you bored, lonely, especially if you're overseas, it's going to be a miserable experience for the spouse. And then the service member comes home and they have to pretty much deal with their spouse who's miserable, who's not having a good time, who's always wanting to go home. Like, you can't stay cooped up in the house, and you can't stay cooped up under your military service member, because they have a full-time job that they're going to be doing. So I encourage all of the spouses to support their service members by finding something to do. Basically, it pretty much, in the grand scheme of things, that's what I said. Find you something to do. And it sounds mean, but if you think about it, if you're engaged, if you find something that you love, whether it's going to school, whether it's getting a job, whether it's meeting friends and doing a Facebook group, you're gonna have a better experience overall, which is gonna help that service member have a better experience. You guys make connections, you guys make friends, you're able to go out, you're able to, find babysitters for your kids if you have kids. It just creates and fosters a great experience for both parties who are initially being thrown into the military life and trying to adapt. And also, once you start getting a job or you get friends and you make these friends in these Facebook groups, they can kind of share information with you that you might not have known, that you might not have thought about, just information that might help you transition into the military as a spouse or as a service member. So basically, in the grand scheme of things, what I said is, get you a life. And I say, it's like I said, it sounds bad, but I say this because I see it happen all the time, especially overseas. In the States, it's not as bad because, of course, you can travel. You can call home whenever you want to. You can drive home and go home, fly home whenever you want to. But when you're overseas, think of it like this. My first duty station was Camp Sama, Japan. I was a single soldier, but had I been the spouse of a military service member, had I been the spouse and my husband was a service member, I don't speak the language, say we had kids, and I'm cooped up in the house with a toddler and I don't know anybody, I'm gonna go crazy and pull my hair out. But if I had something to do, like if I had a job to go to every day where I have coworkers and friends, or if I was, you know, in an FRG group where I know I'm going to meet up with a group of young ladies and hang out and have coffee or have drinks, or if I was in school and I was keeping myself engaged throughout the day, then it wouldn't seem so bad for me to be in another country where I don't speak the language and I'm not close to my family and I have a toddler that I'm cooped up with every day. So I say that because it really does help you transition into the military life, especially if you are hanging out and engaging with other military family members. Now, if you're single, stay with the single people, and if you got a family, find you some family, or family friendly friends that you can hang out with, because we had an awesome experience in Germany. So my second duty station was Germany, and although we didn't have kids at the time, we lived in on-base apartment housing with other people that had kids. And when I say we would hang out with them and hang out with, their families, we had movie night at their house, and one person, had game night at their house, and one person cooked all the time. Like, we would all hang out as an apartment building. Basically, literally, we called ourselves Stairwell 31, and we would hang out as a whole apartment building. All of us would hang out and get together and just have a good time, and it really created a great experience in Germany because I had people. Of course, I was in the military too, but when I got off work, I had people that I could hang out with, people that that we made friends, that we still to this day are friends with them and hang out with them or want to hang out with them, you know what I mean, when we link back up. So this is how you can support your spouse. Be supportive when they're in basic and AIT. Be supportive when they get to their first duty assignment, because they are getting thrown in the trenches too and getting a wealth of knowledge thrown at them. And then you find you something to do so that you're not miserable yourself and you can support them by you being happy. I hope this all makes sense and it doesn't sound like I'm just rambling, because I really want y'all to know how good it is when you make a circle of friends and a connection of friends and you all have common interests and things in common. It just really makes life so much easier, especially if you have kids and you can network and you can do play dates and you can go out to, different parks and different events and different things that are going on in the area, in the neighborhood. It just really makes for a well-rounded, happy family. And there are people that you might not want to hang out with. So, there's always going to be the gossipers, the people that have drama, the people that are nosy. But that's up to you as an adult to realize who I should hang out with and who I shouldn't tell my business to. But that's it, guys. I just wanted to leave y'all with this because I miss y'all. I miss y'all. And I want to try to give some knowledge to the spouses out there. So if there are any more spouses out there who have questions for me, make sure you drop them below in the comment section. And I will see y'all in the next one. Bye.